everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome as well if you are new here. It is time to start testing some paint colours. Now, I have already been to B&Q this morning. I didn't bring you with me because I brought you with me to B&Q last week, so I didn't want to bore you to death. But we are going, I say we, me, Tim gives me full creative freedom license to do whatever I want. Which is a good job because I probably would do whatever I want anyway. So thank you, husband. Anyway, I've bought 4 tester pots, 4 so far. I've got a huge list of about 15 colours on my phone that I've been just adding to. Whenever I see like a TikTok or an Instagram reel and I think, oh my gosh, that colour looks beautiful, I'm quickly like making a note of it. So right now I've got 4 tester pots that we're going to try out. We have got knotted twine. So this is, I believe, a deluxe colour. They haven't written it on there. This is a Valspar colour sample, but it is in the colour knotted twine. Now I think knotted twine is not a Valspar colour, but don't quote me on it. I will Google it and I will put it on screen. We've got knotted twine. We have got goose feathers. Now goose feathers is a Valspar colour. I know that for sure. I follow this guy on TikTok. His account is called Lavish Lounge. Oh my gosh. Stunning. Everything in his home is stunning. He has his own company. He sells everything that he shows on his TikTok anyway. His entire house, I believe, is goose feathers by Valspar, and it's just beautiful. So I've got some goose feathers. The next one is drop cloth. Did I already say drop cloth? No, I didn't. The next one is drop cloth. I think this is my least favorite because this is like a darker, a bit too dark. And then we have got Cornforth white. I follow an account on TikTok and Instagram. Can't think of the name of the account, but if I remember, I'll link it below. Stunning home. Stunning home. You know these new build houses that are just beautiful, and like the wide hallways with the huge downstairs toilet and the sweeping staircase. Yeah, she has a beautiful home. And her hallway is Cornforth white and it's beautiful. Now her hallway is also quite light and bright. Ours is not. Ours is very, very dark and dingy. Does anyone know if I need planning permission to put a new window in the front of the house? Because I feel like if I put a window next to our front door, it would literally light up the whole stairwell. But anyway, these are things that you notice once you move in and after you've already fallen in love with the house kind of thing. Our hallway is dark, but it also doesn't help because the walls are grey, the carpet is black, the hand railing is black, everything's dark. So anyway, Cornforth white, I believe, is a farrow and ball colour. So this is definitely a farrow and ball. I'm not paying farrow and ball prices. So this is a colour swatch mixed up by Valspar to match Cornforth white. So that's all we've got so far. 4. We've got Cornforth white, drop cloth, knotted twine, and we've got the goose feathers. And it only occurred to me once I got them that we've got no white walls in this house apart from the guest room. Our room is also white, but it's like wallpapered, so I'll put some on there. Hold on. I say we've got no white walls and then I tell you we've already got 2 white walls, but the whole house is like this really pale grey. I don't even know if you can see my hand. I'm like a ghost right now. We've got this pale grey on the walls, the dark black carpet throughout, and then the living room is a pale green, the kitchen is green. This colour goes all the way down to the hallway, so you can see the ceilings are white, but the walls are grey, and I don't want to put these tester pots on a grey wall. Equally, excuse the state of the bedroom, it's absolutely trashed. In the bedroom, we've got the purple wall that I've started picking paper off, and we've got this white wall. This white wall, though, is wallpapered and in severe need. This whole room, I mean, let's be honest, the whole house. But this room is in severe need of everything being stripped off of this wall. It's got tons of cracks in it. Yeah, it's not a good wall at all. However, it is white, so I'm going to do some test patches on this wall and some test patches on the wall in the guest bedroom. The other thing I've done recently, this is literally daylight. This is how my stairs look during the day. So what I've recently done, I've contacted a carpenter to come and give me a quote to actually put a window. If I turn you around, then you'll actually put a window in here. So as I come up the stairs, I want a perspex framed window here, which will be in my craft room. Oh, it's cold up here. That will be here. So as I'm sitting here working, with my view out of the window, which is, I don't know if you will see it, but I'll have a perspex glass frame, perspex, not glass, a perspex framed window here, which I believe will allow all of this natural light to flood into my stairs. So he came the other day and I'm just waiting for him to come back to me and give me a quote on that. That's just I'm trying to find ways to lighten the space, brighten the space. Oh, don't fall down the stairs. Love this, by the way. If anyone's got any puppies or dogs, love this little hinged gate. Right, yeah, that's the plan of action. So I'm going to put 4 swatches on this wall and yeah, I'll come back and show you what they're looking like. I just opened the Cornforth White. Oh, I think this is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I'm going to do them alphabetical. That's how I'm going to remember them on the wall. So it's going to go alphabetically across. Straight is Cornforth White. It's gorgeous. I already love this. I already love Cornforth White. I think it's almost classic as well. It would go with anything, you know. Imagine that like against crisp white everything. Obviously this is just a tester pot. This is just one coat. I don't want to use all of my huge paintbrushes. It looks a lot darker in real life than it's showing you on camera, but that's okay. But it's just, it's just gorgeous. I think this is like quite a luxurious colour, but then this is the Valspar colour match. So this might not necessarily be a direct match for the Farrow and Ball. Farrow and Ball are just not in my budget. Not in my budget whatsoever. I just want some large areas where I can really truly see the colour. I don't know if once this dries it might be too dark. But I mean, it's not like I'm painting anytime soon in here, because hello, look at this wall. But yeah, I just want to start. I need to start. I don't want to wait years. If you were with me in the old house, you'll know it took me years to choose colours. And by the time I was really, really happy, I was ready to move. I was ready to move on. So I don't want to do that again. I don't want to decorate my house for the people that are going to buy it. I want to decorate it for me. So anyway, okay, swatch number 1. Have I got some all over the place, potentially on the carpet? Yes. Is the carpet all ripped and shredded under there? Yes. So we do not care. This is Cornforth White. I am loving that. Okay, next up we've got drop cloth. Now this colour reminds me of Elephant's Breath. If any of you were with me in the last house, I really fell in love with the Farrow and Ball Elephant's Breath. I don't know if the Dulux was actually a good match for it though. Not Dulux, Valspar. I don't know if the Valspar was a good match for it. So I liked it. I just never really loved it. This is reminding me a bit of it. So I think this might potentially be my... George... Yeah, thank you. I'm trusting this dog way too much right now. This might be my least favourite out of the neutrals. You can see the contrast there is something else. This has definitely got like a darker Hessian kind of background to it, hence the name, I guess, drop cloth. This is going on so nicely. Equally, I'm using a much fatter sponge brush. Now, if you were with me last year when I started doing samples, colour samples, I was actually painting the paper. I was actually putting my paint samples directly onto paper and then sticking the paper on the wall. I just felt like this time around I wanted to go directly on the wall, because why not? This whole room needs doing anyway, right? The whole house is trashed. The whole house needs doing. Wow, the difference. Okay, so we've got Cornforth white and we've got drop cloth. And again, I don't know if this camera is actually showing the real colours, but still, they're still lovely colours. Imagine this Cornforth white with then white paneling underneath it. Oh my, stunning. Yeah, really, really happy. And actually, now that I've painted that fully on with the drop cloth, it's not so bad, you know, it's not so bad at all. It's definitely got that neutral feel about it. I don't know if this is too grey. I don't want grey. Oh my gosh, please. It's 2025. No more grey. Next up, we've got goose feathers. Now, for me, goose feathers is looking like the lightest colour. Very cream. Almost magnolia. And I don't know at this point. This is an actual colour. So this is Valspar's goose feathers. So again, don't know. It looks very luxurious, but does look very creamy. I think maybe a bit creamier than I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know if you can see it on camera. It's so cream, but it's luxurious. It feels luxurious. Yes, that was a dollop going onto the battered carpet. I don't even know if you can see it on camera. I'm loving this though. I'm loving Cornforth so far. Am I the most sloppiest, messiest? Listen, I have to say, if you are new here, if my house was fully done and I had new carpets and everything was beautiful, I would not just be slapping it all over the walls like this, but the house is trashed, okay? Every single room needs doing. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it, and you can barely even see that on camera. You can see it against the white when I pan back. Don't know. I don't know about that one. It's very, very cream. Very cream and very magnolia. Standing back, you can see the three colours side by side. I love the fact that they're very different. In the pot, they look so the same. When I opened each of the pots, I thought, you're all just going to be like, Claire, are you okay? They're identical colours. But now that they're on the wall, I can really see that they're not identical at all. Which is good, right? Which is really good. Hopefully you're seeing that on camera as well. Okay, the final one to try is the knotted twine. Is it the knotted twine that I'm worried about? Don't know. We shall see. Okay, another sponge brush, and we shall get to, have I only got skinny sponge brushes? Oh, my brain. Whoa. Bit much, bit excessive, that one. What else have we got here? Okay, no, they're all too big. Okay, we'll have to go with a skinny sponge. Yeah, last one, knotted twine. Loving the Cornforth. Loving the Cornforth. Even the name, Cornforth White, sounds like Mary Poppins, or like a Disney, like a Disney princess colour. What colour was Snow White's living room? It was Cornforth White. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Right, let me take the lid off of this. Ooh, knotted twine looks beautiful. Okay, this looks, let me get it on the wall. Let me get this on the wall. Shall I just go directly underneath all of the others? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not doing a very good job here. I am immediately getting Cornforth White vibes. Look at this. Look at this. If that is not almost the same colour... Oh, no, actually. No, when you pull back, you can kind of see. I need to go alongside, really, don't I? I am so sorry that I'm hand-holding this as well. Like, it's probably the most inconvenient way for you guys to watch. But at this point, I feel like shoving my hand in the paint pot and just smearing it all over the wall with my hand. Right, okay. Let's do this really unprofessionally, just get that colour on there. I might come back and do 2 coats. These are just the tester patches, so I don't know if I need to do that, but equally I think I'm getting a good idea for what the colours are gonna look like. My main goal is to paint some white walls in the living room and get an idea what it's gonna look like in the living room. Okay, so this is what we're looking like right now. What one would you pick? I think for me, I don't know. Goose Feathers is definitely the lightest shade here. That would definitely brighten up the whole house. I'm gonna say an immediate no to Drop Cloth. For me, that's too dark. Knotted Twine is a possibility, and so is Cornforth White. I'm loving the way this is drying, the Cornforth. Yeah, loving that. Okay, we're going to leave these, let them dry up, and then let me know in the comment section down below what your initial thoughts are on these colours. We've got Cornforth White, Drop Cloth, we've got Goose Feathers, and we've got Knotted Twine. And the fact that I just remembered all 4 of those has blown my mind. Yeah, let me know. Just come into the bedroom to do the swatches. It's a really dark, dismal day today, but I've got all of the blinds open. And this is the Cornforth White right up against the window. Loving. Haven't got around to doing the rest yet, but these are the colour swatches in here. I feel like they're very, very similar, but also very different. I feel like we can see this one a lot more in here. This is a, what's this? West facing. So we are west facing in the bedroom, and the guest bedroom is east facing. So these have all come out similar but different. I feel like I'm liking basically the Goose Feathers in here is a really gorgeous, calming, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like if you were to go and buy an actual physical linen Hessian drop cloth from Lowe's or B&Q, all of those, I think this is the colour. This is drop cloth, but in this room, in this light, the Goose Feathers is giving me calico. It's very, very calico Hessian vibe. Again, I've tried to go in order, but it's kind of come down and along. Because the door is here, blocking all natural light to this wall, I wanted it on here. I am still loving Cornforth White in here as well, although it feels darker in here, right? Because the light is so different. So it's definitely worth, I'm gonna have a play and definitely do some more swatches around the house. Equally, this is only like a quarter of my list. I've got so many more paint colours on my list, and maybe I'll get to the point where I'm like, it's overwhelming, right? Because this is exactly why I didn't paint for years in the old house. You put me at a restaurant where the menu is vast, it's gonna take me ages to choose. So maybe I just go with my gut, stick to these 4 original colours, and just put those swatches around the house, and then decide and go from there. Have these ones dried yet? No. These are drying. I have put post-it notes up because, guys, my brain, I know I've put them alphabetical, but this just helps. So they are drying, and this Cornforth White is coming up on top for me right now. Equally, the Goose Feathers looks darker in here now. But again, it's a freaking moody, dark, dismal day. Like, we've got nothing but grey skies. Oh, it's moody. And even on a moody day, all of these colours look beautiful. The drop cloth has actually lightened up as well. So you can see here, it's quite dark where it's wet, but then it's lightened up. Equally, it's not going to be drop cloth. It's not going to be drop cloth. I don't know, now that they're drying, I feel like Knotted Twine and Drop Cloth are both very similar darker shades, whereas the Goose Feathers and Cornforth White are down the lighter scale. And I think for this house being so dark, it needs to be down the lighter scale. The colour, what was it called? Perfectly Taupe. The colour I did the whole house in back in Essex back in the day was called Perfectly Taupe. And it was just deluxe stunning. Oh my gosh, I was in love with it, but it was a grey. There was no beige in it whatsoever. It was a grey colour. And I'm worried that Cornforth White does remind me a little bit of Perfectly Taupe. Maybe I need to get a perfectly taupe tester pot and test it against the Cornforth white, because what I don't want, I do not want grey. I cannot have grey in this house. And if I have perfectly taupe on the walls, then you can't have a neutral light carpet. It would have to be a grey carpet, because neutral does not go with perfectly taupe. It does not work. So yes, decisions. Coming at it from this angle, the walls are so bad, guys. Coming at it from this angle, my eyes are immediately drawn to Cornforth white. Right, anyway, let me know your thoughts. We are just about to go out for a carvery. It's Sunday today. We're just about to go out for a carvery. And yeah, get stuffed, basically. Stuff our faces. We are back from our carvery. I am stuffed. Hopefully this paint has dried. Oh, yes, it has. The paint has officially dried, and I like each and every one of them. Brilliant. Brilliant. Loving the knotted twine. That is warm and cozy. Don't mind the goose feathers now either. It's definitely not giving me magnolia vibes anymore. It's giving me that really beautiful pale neutral. Drop cloth, I like it. I just don't see where it would go, what room it would go in. Cornforth white, definitely up there as one of my favourites. But yeah, oh gosh, they're all so gorgeous. I think they all work together as well, which is really nice. Like in the bedroom, if we had Cornforth white and white, or if we had goose feathers, or knotted twine together. See, these two colours work nicely together. Equally, one of those colours could be the wardrobes, couldn't they? This is them in the bedroom. Again, I'm automatically drawn to this one. There's something about it. There's something about this Cornforth white that I just love. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, lots of decisions to be made. But I also have a whole massive list of neutrals that I still need to go through. And maybe get tester pots for those as well. But what do you then do with all of the tester pots? Put it all in one big bucket? Make your own unique paint? I don't know. Anyways, that's that. Let me know in the comment section down below what colour you would choose, please. Thank you muchly. Take the pressure off of me. I've just come to the Pottery to pick up my finished pieces. Now listen, before I get in there and before I show them to you, don't judge. Don't judge. This was my first proper kind of pottery painting, and the tutor did actually give us some ideas of how to do what we wanted to do. So mine ended up looking a little bit less robin and a little bit more pregnant pigeon, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, I'm gonna go in now and pick them up, and I'll show you. I'll come back. I'm back in the car, and this is the potter's name. It's Louise Crookenden, and oh my goodness me, what a dream. I could actually live in her potter's studio. So beautiful. Okay, here's the mug. This is the mug I made. It's very, very glossy, shiny. Gorgeous, love it. And here is my pregnant pigeon. Honestly, I tried on a flat piece of clay. We were all kind of like playing around on the flat, and I drew the most perfect robin I've ever drawn in my life. But then when you have to transfer it onto a curved surface, different ball game. So there's my little robin playing in the grass, heavily pregnant. And on the bowl, I messed up big time, because the paint colours were kind of like spread out amongst us, and we were sharing all the paint colours, and I accidentally went in with a brown. It looked so red, and when I put it on the bowl, I was like, oh, that's brown. So I tried to blend it in with the red. This is my bowl. Gorgeous. Love, love, love. Very, very glossy. There's a little nick there, so I'm guessing that was a fingernail mark. And here is my angry bird. You can see where I accidentally went in with the brown up here. It just went so dark so quickly. And I was like, what is going on? And then I realised I wasn't using red. But yeah, so cute. And together as a little set, not matching at all whatsoever. It's okay though. For my first ever cup and bowl, I'm quite proud, quite proud. The clay that was used shrinks back in the kiln. I believe all clay shrinks back in the kiln, but I mean, this has shrunk back beyond what I was expecting. My mug was like, I would say it was about this much wider, but it shrunk right back. And then if you want Louise to turn your pot into a mug, then you just pay a little bit extra and Louise adds the handle. Of course, I wanted a mug. Probably never gonna use it because why would I want to? I'd be too scared. But yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Right, let me get these wrapped up and safe and get back home and put the kettle on. It is such a dismal, dismal day today. Really awful, wintry. I think the UK has been under cloud for about 2 weeks. We saw the sun very briefly the other day and it was lovely, but it has not been it, guys. It has not been it. And I think they've classed it as the darkest, wettest beginning of February since records began. Since records began, or in like 80 years or 50 years or something. Yeah, it's bad. It's really, really bad and dismal out here. But hey, let's go. This day was probably one of the best, most random days that Tim and myself have had. We decided to just get in the car and drive, and then I suggested we come here to this garden centre. It's called Seasons, and straight away Tim was like, oh yes, we can look for barbecues, because we've been looking for barbecues, thinking we'll get them cheaper at this time of year, ready for the summer. So we drove out to this place in Burton Latimer called Seasons. It's absolutely huge. We want a barbecue and we want a fire pit. Of course, I want everything as I'm walking around. I literally want everything. But these barbecues, these are gorgeous. Like, we had a barbecue back in Essex. It did end up rusting out after about 7 years of using it. But this one, oh my gosh, my heart is a little bit set on this one. This is huge. I mean, £250 to me is a lot. But then right next to that is an even bigger one. Like, who are we feeding, please? Like, how many people have we got coming over? Like 4. I don't think we need one this big. Equally, if you did decide to have a garden party, we are planning on doing something in the summer to celebrate our wedding with friends and family, because obviously we didn't invite anyone to our wedding. It was literally just us and 2 immediate family members. So yeah, I don't know, I just feel like you might as well get a big barbecue, right? Just in case you've got a load of hungry people. But yeah, everything here was just so nice. There's nothing like a British garden centre. They are very different though. Every garden centre is very different. Some are in a chain. I fell in love with this bridge. I thought the kids would absolutely love it. We haven't got a river running through our garden, but I just thought it'd be super cute. Tim and myself are not gas barbecue people. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not judging, but we prefer real wood and coal barbecues. But this one here had a cool pizza attachment, which I thought was pretty cool. Loved the bench. I love the corner benches. I would love one of those giant corner sofas for the garden. I'd also love a water feature, but not this one. That would drive me crazy. I'd be like, no, that bucket needs to stop moving. Yeah, I just love a garden centre. Honestly, there's so much to see and so much to do as well. This one has a lovely cafe and it has a dog friendly department as well. So we also stayed for lunch here. I think yeah, Tim had a jacket potato. I had a gorgeous sandwich. They've also got parrots, guys. Oh my gosh, I love these guys. They are free. They're in their cages right now, but the doors are open. They can come and go as they want. They live here and they're very well looked after, and they've got signs next to them telling you all about them. But yeah, they're really, really happy birds. It was this I really wanted to come for. So I don't know if I mentioned, Tim's daughter brought me here back in September for a birthday lunch, and it had this whole section of bird tables. And another reason I wanted to come, because I wanted to really check out the bird feeding stations, all of the bird feeding options. You guys, I have what's the word I'm looking for? I have allowed myself to be defeated. The squirrels have defeated me. These squirrel proof bird feeders that I've got are not squirrel proof. Guys, these squirrels are literally opening the latches. They're opening the lid of the squirrel proof feeders, and they're climbing down inside them. Someone please give me a break. But this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for a much taller pole. The pole we've got is collapsing. I want a nice 6.5 feet pole with lots of different feeding stations. I figured I'm not going to win the battle against the squirrels. I might as well just feed them as well, right? Feed them as well. This was probably the darkest, most wettest, dismal February day on record. But here we are, going from one garden centre to the next. Next up is Bosworth's. Now, I came here at Christmas. I think for me personally, Bosworth's is the kind of garden centre you want to go and visit at Christmas. It is elite, next level. You would have seen it on one of my Christmas vlogs. This time of year, I don't know, I walked in, and apart from some of the beautiful homewares you can buy here, stunning home scents and, you know, fragrances, this bit here, the Easter, I fell head over heels in love with every single one of these Easter pieces. Like, there's gorgeous like rattan and wicker, would you say? Yeah, rattan mainly. Rattan bunny rabbits and all of the gorgeous wreaths and garlands, and oh my goodness me, I honestly, this is what Bosworth's is all about. They do some stunning displays. But for me, the rest of the garden centre was a little bit lacking today because last time I came here was Christmas. So of course it's so magical. But when you come at any normal time of year, it's just average, you know, can't explain it. But they have got a gorgeous food section. I do love me a garden centre jar of marmalade or a chutney or a garden centre cake. This tin, I said to Tim, honestly, if someone bought me this, I would take that as a marriage proposal, because how beautiful is this? It's just biscuits in there, guys. Cookies. It's basically a stunning tin filled with cookies. Like, you buy that for me? Yes, let's get married. I'm so easily pleased. They did have a few beautifully decorated areas. Like, I can't take that away from them at all. And these, I'm just so into this, I guess, whimsical, fairy, magical at the moment. I've never really been into fairies and the realm, the magical realm, but there's something about these ornamental tree logs and all of the way they've decorated it with the little mushrooms and the fairies. It's just makes my heart sing. We decided to drive. We had no plans. We were like, let's just drive. And I was like, you know me, I don't know if you know me, guys, but my head is like, listen, I don't want anyone driving in this weather. I would rather be at home safe and sound with a cup of tea. It's not the day to just drive, right? Because it is so bleak. The rain did not stop pouring down for the duration of our time, and it was freezing cold. But we were like, well, what are we gonna, we might as well explore the area. Part of us we were gonna go to the Triangular Lodge. I've been there once before. I'm desperate to go again, but we decided to wait until the weather is better to go to the Triangular Lodge. Then we saw signs for Rushden Lakes. Now listen, it is pouring. It's freezing. We are already wet. All right, George is cool. George doesn't mind. He's happy in the back of the car. I was like, oh, let's go to Rushden Lakes. I've not been here yet. The amount of people that are telling me I need to go to Rushden Lakes. Well, I knew there was a hobbycraft here. So as soon as we saw signs for Rushden Lakes, Tim was like, oh, do you want to go then? We'll go. Yeah, let's go. So straight away we drove to Rushden Lakes. I ran into hobbycraft. I really needed some cutting mats for my cricket. All of my cutting mats are like beyond repair. I've had them years now, about 4 years. I really needed some nice, fresh, clean cricket cutting mats. So I picked up 2 mediums and a firm. And I also picked up a self-healing cutting mat. Totally forgot I also need a new craft blade set. But guys, this place, oh my goodness me, I can imagine this in the summer. I can imagine this being absolutely heaving, as in this boardwalk area around the lake. Rushden Lakes itself was absolutely packed. It took us ages to find a car parking space. Now, bearing in mind, this was freezing cold, pouring rain. The place was heaving. I decided then to come into Next. So apart from the fact that I'm looking at cushions and chopping boards, I really wanted to check out their ceiling lights. If you've been with me a while, I don't know if it was over on my Instagram, I was talking about ceiling lights and how hard I'm finding it to choose a ceiling light. We've narrowed it down to 2, although we've both decided the one we actually really want. There's a big kind of like round perspex pendant light. You'll see it there at the bottom of the screen, right there in the middle of the screen. It was out of that one and a 5-arm traditional, more cozy light. And we did decide we're going to go for that one. And unfortunately, I couldn't see that in store. So that was such a, oh gosh. I was like, that's the one light I want to see in store. And they don't have it. But it was honestly one of the best days. Now, let's talk about it. I've got my very own David Beckham in the form of a squirrel. This squirrel single-handedly cleaned out the back of the garden. So I had my camera to look at him, look, digging holes, burying the nuts. Like, none of these nuts were for the birds. Can you imagine? This squirrel walked away with all 3 fat balls in its arms like it was in the rugby league, guys, playing for England. Those fat balls were never seen again. Then it comes back and chases off the pigeons, gets every single nut, does not allow that pigeon, and then calls in his mate Fred for reinforcements. Fred then comes in and attacks the pigeon from behind. I've lost the battle. I've accepted it. It's time to move on. We have come to the end of the vlog now. I am chilled on the sofa and George is asleep next to me. But as for the paint colours, I thought I'd come on. Now listen, I know you guys all have your own lives and you don't necessarily want to take time out of your day to go onto Pinterest and look at these colours. But I've gone into my phone. I've got my phone right here. This is, oh, hold on. This is the whole list. I don't know if my phone's gonna, if the camera's gonna pick it up. Is the camera gonna pick it up? The camera is showing a completely blank white screen, but I have a list here of paint colours that I want to use, and they're just not being, oh, there they are. There's all the paint colours that I've been listing, and I've been putting hearts. So where there's a red heart, that's the one I've already got as a tester. So if I read them out, if you wanted to have a look, then you could. The ones I've already chosen that are already hearted, of course, Farrow and Ball drop cloth. So that was Farrow and Ball Cornforth White, Knotted Twine Dulux, and Valspar Goose Feathers, right? But the other colours that I still want to check out, and I don't know whether I should, so I need you to tell me, yes, Claire, go and get all of the colours and check them out, because this is serious choosing paint colours. Or, Claire, just stick to the 4 and then maybe look at different paint colours a few years' time. Yeah? So, okay, are you ready? Now, I will put them on the screen as well, so I guess you could screenshot and let me know if you've got these colours. If you have got these colours in your home, please take a photo and DM me on Instagram and show me a photo of the colour on your wall, and let me know if you're north, south, east, west facing. Okay, are you ready? We have got Farrow and Ball Skimming Stone. We've got Valspar New York City Winter. Oh, I'm sorry. What a beautiful name for a paint. We've got Farrow and Ball Oxford Stone, Dulux Egyptian Cotton. Now, Egyptian Cotton is like one of the most popular, most commonly purchased paints in the whole of the UK right now. So again, I don't know if I don't know. I feel like that's a colour I want to check out. We've got Summer Linen Deluxe. We've got Natural Calico Deluxe. We've got Ancient Artifact Deluxe. That name alone, Ancient Artifact. I think that's quite a dark colour. So if I remember rightly, that's almost exactly as it sounds, Ancient Artifact, you know. We've got Natural Habitat. That's from Good Home. That's a generic own brand B&Q paint called Natural Habitat. Then we've got Green Smoke, Farrow and Ball. Now, I've got a tin. I've got a tester pot of Green Smoke by Farrow and Ball. I was thinking for the feature fireplace wall. That's what I was thinking. Green Smoke, Farrow and Ball is absolutely stunning. Now, because it would just be for the fireplace wall, I still don't know if I would spend the money on Farrow and Ball or if I would get Valspar to colour match it. Equally, I know that fireplace feature wall colours, they're not really in anymore. Now, whether or not you want to follow trends, any kind of trends for your interior design, I am not the person to tell you shouldn't be doing that or you should be doing that. I know that like painting one wall this colour and another wall a different colour, that's like well out. But does it really matter if it's your home? Do you know what I mean? I think everyone has the right to choose their own colours for their own home. So I am very tempted to choose just one colour for the fireplace, which is what the previous owners have done here, right? They've got this kind of like dark blue teal on the fireplace wall, and then the rest of the house is like pale green, right? The rest of the room is pale green. So could I do the whole room in that neutral cornforth white and then the feature fireplace Green Smoke? It is a stunning colour. I've been on Pinterest. I've been looking at all of these colours as well to see what they look like in other people's spaces. So we've also got on here, there's more, guys. There's more. We've got Farrow and Ball Terron. I don't even remember that one. We've got Farrow and Ball Stirabout. Don't remember that one. We've also got Good Home Cancun. Cancun is up there with Egyptian cotton as one of the most popular colours that people are choosing right now. So Good Home, which again is a B&Q brand, Cancun. Finally, we've got Valspar Ivory Brown. Now the Ivory Brown, if you look at trending colourways, again, this is all whether or not you even care about interior design trending. Ivory Brown and browns and roses, as in rose pink. They're apparently going to be really super hot colours in 2025. But for me, a brown would absolutely darken this space. Oh, sorry, I felt like I was going to sneeze and yawn at the same time. And you know I'm 47, so that would probably mean putting my back out. Are we okay? We're okay. We're okay. I saw a TikTok yesterday and he was talking about once you reach your 40s and how it's like game over because you only have to like just turn your head to the right and then suddenly you've slipped a disc in your back. It's just, oh, it's funny, but it's just so not funny because it's so true. Okay, so they are all the colours that I've got on my list. Now, I've been writing this list for a few months, so I still need to go back in and really look at those colours again. But let me know if you've got any of those colours in your home. And yeah, let me know. And if you have, if you're like, oh my gosh, that's my colour, that's my living room, please take a photo for me and DM me with that photo so that I can see it. But I think if I'm going to go and buy more tester pots next, I'm going to buy the Egyptian cotton, you know, the ones that everyone is buying. I'm going to buy the Egyptian cotton, natural calico, and Cancun, and skimming, maybe, and skimming stone. And I think I'll leave the rest again on my phone as potential futures. But yeah, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I feel like it's been a little bit choppy, but I'm very, very focused right now on choosing colours for the walls within the first year of being in this house, because I can't go another 6 years before I choose any colours. Like, I need to. Again, this living room and the walls themselves need a good scrub. the hallway wall, and that's not a slant on the previous owner. That is everyone who moves out of a house that they've been in for years. You take a picture off the wall, you have got a line around that picture. It's everywhere across the world. So that is the case in our hallway. We've got this huge line where a mirror used to be, and of course handprints on the walls and things like that. So the wall needs a good scrub anyway before I do anything in the hallway. But yeah, I feel like I need to now start looking at colours, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it, even though the even though the walls need plastering, the guest bedroom the ceiling needs to be fixed, the wall needs to be filled where we've had the new electrics put in. They ran some electrics. I had electrics and anyway, that's a previous video. They had to cut all the wires because the wires were literally just like a health hazard. There was a cupboard in that corner in the guest bedroom that we ripped out, if you remember that from a previous video. That's why we had to have it all done, and of course the wall is wrecked and blah 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 blah. So it's not like I'm gonna be buying this paint next week and painting that wall. That wall needs to be plastered, that wall needs to be fixed up. I'm still looking for the Dalla Pro, so I mentioned that in the last video as well. So I'm gonna maybe order some of that. At least that will make me think I'm about to do something, and even if I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, yes, let me know on the colours. I hope you've enjoyed the vlog. It was a bit random. I don't know. I feel like at this point I can't even remember what was in. What was in it? It was fun. I know the squirrels were there. I'll see you hopefully next Sunday, and thanks so much if you've taken the time to watch all the way through to the end of this vlog. It's not as long as my others, but if you are still here, I appreciate you massively, and let me know in the comment section down below if you watched throughout the whole film. All right, Claire. Warner Brothers. No, let me know if you've stayed to the end, basically, because I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week Sunday, and for those from my other channel, I'll see you before then, but I'm gonna go sleep now. Bye.